that, well, for example, BA students, they think that, this is still not technical enough, or marketing students complaining that this is too technical. I try to strike a balance. That is why I'm telling you that the analytical part is more about giving you a certain mindset and strategy and direction. Think about how can we go about analyzing data without getting lost in the pool of data. Okay, so that is about the module. Just very rough kind of introduction, but of course later on I will also show you some of the key topics that we are going to cover subsequently in this module. But first of all, I'd like to start off with a little bit of ice breaking, right? To tell you where I come from. So this, you can see that there are a number of this kind of photos here. This includes the journey I've been through before ending up here, teaching this module to you. And if you look at my name, right, Chi Wei Pang, you can call me David, okay, I prefer to be called David. Chi, perfectly fine as well, okay? But you can see that my name, the pronunciation is not exactly the Chinese pinyin. So you can guess that I'm not born in China, right? So anyone would like to guess where I was born? Malaysia, okay, this is too easy, okay? Indeed, you're right, I was born in Malaysia. You can see from this picture is actually Kuala Lumpur. But I was not born here. I put it there because it's the capital city of Malaysia. Here comes the tougher question. This picture is where I was raised and spent most of my time during my childhood. This place. Of course, it's part of Malaysia. Anyone can guess where this place? I can give the chocolate as a little gift. JB, no? Any more guess? Sorry? Sunway. That's a place in KL, no? Yeah. Any more guess? Okay, let me give you some hint, right? This place has islands and very, very nice beaches. It's a tourist place in Malaysia. Sorry? Close, but not. I mean, close as in it's similar nature, but in terms of distance, it's quite far away. More? Yes? No Ipoh, not Ipoh. Kuching? Close, very close already. Not Kuching. Kuching is also a city, I can accept that, yes. But not that place, huh? Not that place, is quite near. A place with very nice island. One of the most famous now, actually, in terms of destination in Malaysia. I heard Singapore, no. No. I'm Malaysian, okay. Yes? Wow, okay, you are right. Kota Kinabalu, wow, how do you know that?
E io al Ferrero Rocher. Per noi niente Ferrero Rocher. Vabbè, non conosciamo quel posto. Apparentemente meraviglioso sembra.
That's really smart. Okay. Scan the picture and see where it is. No wonder. Yeah, that's a very smart move. Okay. It's Kota Kinabalu is Sabah. Why I say it's famous for island because there's this called what is already very famous for diving. An island. Anyone know? So one of them is Sibaran Island, like this. It is the more famous one actually. But that's not important, right? It's famous for this kind of island and beach and so on. I can tell you it has one of the nicest sunsets. And when I was young, I passed by the seaside every day and I get to see the sunset. Nicest sunset. I actually didn't know it until I left Sabah. Then people told me, wow, you have the nicest sunset. Really? So until then, I know about it. Okay, so I grew up here. I spent most of the time during my childhood. And then until when I go for university for bachelor degree, I went to this city. Who said that? Can you raise your hand? Okay, you're right, Singapore. So yes, so I spent 10 years in Singapore, okay, pursuing my bachelor degree and then PhD degree. Once I graduated, so this is the university I graduated, National University of Singapore. And after I graduated, I joined this place, this one. Anyone can guess which university is this? Yes, please? No. Sometimes AI can fail. Sorry, this one. This place. It's a university in China. No? not that one. Not that far. I can give you some hint. It's quite. Shanghai, which university?
Fudan.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Ci avevo preso che era la Fudanza, troppo forte.
I worked at university for 10 years, from assistant professor, associate professor.
Questo qui praticamente è andato ad Harvard, cioè c'è praticamente detto che sono andato ad Harvard.
Until I joined UNNC. I won't ask you this one because you are supposed to know it, right? Now you should be able to identify this is UNNC. So then I joined here and I work here for about 7 years now. So very simple, that's about my journey, right? Just to let you have an idea. So here's just a little bit more of the information about myself, okay? And this is my office at IUB Building, room 519. And of course my email address. You can get it from the website easily. Regarding the office hours, okay, I do put an office hour. An office hour means that I try my best to be in the office most of the time, except if I need to go for business trip or some other thing. Okay, but this is the office hour. But I always encourage my students to drop me an email before you come, because indeed sometimes there may be kind of urgent meeting. Sometimes there may be a need to go for workshop conferences whereby I may not be in. So to avoid making wasted trip, please drop me an email before you come. That would be the best. Okay, I will confirm the time with you. I'm totally fine with meeting students outside of office hours, as long as you drop me an email and then we can fix the time together. Okay. So before I go into this one, right, I just want to also let you know that where you can get most of the module material. Although I believe that Maria or Ruza have told you, but I just want to quickly bring you through. So this is the page of the module on Moodle. So in UNNC, all this teaching material can be obtained from the Moodle, including the lecture slide, including all this coursework description. In fact, you can see that I have already put the group video project description here, which is one of the components for this module. It's not finalized, I have to say, because for us, we have to go through a moderation process. You know, we are a campus of UNUK, University of Nottingham, so we do try to make everything consistent. So in the beginning of the semester, we will let UK go over the thing internally and externally to see that these are consistent. So the finalized version will be available after the National Day holiday. But I put a date as a reference because I don't think there will be big changes. So if you're interested to know what you're expected for the assignment, you can go to the Moodle page and then check this document. And of course, all the rest, like the lecture slide and the reading, are all available here on this page. Yeah, just to let you know about it. So coming back to the important thing about this module. Yeah, we are talking about consumer behavior. And it's quite different from the module of Maria and Ruza. Yeah, they are more looking at the more macro level marketing. We are looking at the micro level marketing stuff. It's a kind of good complement with this module. So the focus is on consumer behavior. Here I want to first highlight to you some of the understanding that we need to have it in a correct way before we proceed in this module. So first of all, consumer behavior. The behavior here, a lot of people would think that we are talking about consumer buying something. So as a marketer, we want to understand consumer behavior because we want to get them to buy something, right? It sounds correct, but it's not complete. Because the behavior we are talking about consumer here are not just about buying, but also about checking information before they purchase. It's also about when they use the product. It's also about when they use the product for some time, they want to dispose the product. It's also about consumers sharing the product with other people. All these are about behavior that we are looking at, not just buying, okay? Second, consumer. In Chinese, 消费者, right? Consumer. It's also a very common term. We tend to think that, well, consumers are just people who buy from the company. Again, this is not complete. Why? Because when you talk about consumer, they are not necessarily the customer. Customer means that this person bought something from me as a company. So the person is my customer. Consumer need not to be someone who purchased something from the company. Yeah? They may be someone interested in your product. You want to get them and convert them into customer. We say conversion. Yeah? That's where the term conversion comes from in the marketing context. And there may not even be someone who are interested in your product, but there may be someone who is interested in something similar to your product. They are also the potential customer and the consumer group you may want to target, because one day they may become your customer. As I'll show later, a lot of times this kind of competition among a company need not to be in the same industry. Sometimes they come from very different industry. That is why today we need to understand consumer as a broad concept, yeah? Not just about customer. So this is something very important to take note before we go further. And other thing I would like to highlight to you is that in this module, when we talk about consumer, we do not just look at individual, like consumer A and consumer B. We also look at consumer as a group, yeah, as a social group, as a collective. That is why in this module, actually we look at both the motivation of individual and also social influence. What kind of influence can be generated when we look at consumer as a whole? So there's an individual part, there's a group and social parts. So this is what I would like to highlight to you for this module. Okay? And why is it important to study consumer behavior? Isn't it very straightforward? Yeah, we